Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today, as we are in somewhat calmer waters, I would say, compared to how we were before. Although I do want to stress to Chelsea fans watching, do not get ahead of yourselves just yet. It's nice to be feeling nice, at least temporarily, because we scored a goal and we won a football match. But the fact that we even have to say that as Chelsea Football Club is a bit mad, isn't it? But we can only do what we can do and face the circumstances that we're in. And right now, hopefully, we can take momentum into Fulham and into Burnley. And if we do that, 3 wins in a row, then we have done the minimum to be able to get to the Arsenal game with at least some sort of confidence. At least a little bit, right? So, the next 2 games are must wins. And whenever I say must win, it turns to go left. But I did say must win for this game against Brighton, and we won. You know, I said I thought we'd lose, so I might do that every single prediction, because, you know, I do that and we keep winning. We might get a Champions League spot. So you never know. We might even win the league. Anyway, that's probably getting too crazy now, aren't we? Make sure that you guys are here for all the content as it's uploaded, and don't forget the preview that's going to be coming out for the Fulham game. That's on Monday, so the preview will be dropping on Sunday. On top of that, keep your eyes peeled over on Shootout. There hasn't been any content on there for various reasons, personal reasons, especially with what's going on George's side and whatnot, which thankfully all is looking good, so don't worry, everything's nice, but the content will be dropping on there very soon. Back to the normal routine, so make sure you guys are there. And don't forget, check out the social media links. They are in the description and on screen right now. For today is Thursday, so we've got tomorrow as well, and we've got Saturday, and then Sunday is preview, Monday is match day once again. We've got news. And what is the news? Well, let's get cracking. Few things to share, not just Chelsea related. At the end, I'm going to give you a little bit of a... We'll have a little laugh, shall we? It's been a while since we laughed, so I think we owe ourselves a little giggle. Anyway, let's start off with the serious stuff. Here's the latest on Ian Maatsen. Breaking: Chelsea are likely to be forced into listening to offers to sell Ian Maatsen in January if no significant progress is made on a new deal. This is understandable, but I really don't understand this whole saga. I understand this circumstance here, that, you know, if we don't obviously get him to pen a new deal, then obviously we have to sell. That makes sense. But why are we in this situation with him? I don't get it. He could have gone to Burnley. Chelsea accepted a move for him to go to Burnley. He turned that down. He said, no, I don't want to go. But he doesn't want to sign a new deal. It's weird. Now, he could, maybe... The way that I interpret the situation is this. The way that I see it, I could be wrong, I could be right, who knows. But the way that I see it is, Ian Maatsen wants to stay at Chelsea. Ian Maatsen wants to play for Chelsea. Ian Maatsen wants to entertain new contract offers, but he does want it on his terms. And he's willing to take a little bit of time for Chelsea to be able to match whatever he wants or to come to a compromise without having to just pull the trigger and leave the club immediately. I think that's where Ian Maatsen is sitting. At the same time, there is also a wanting to play, which, look, if that is his condition, I want to be able to play. I am fully with him on it, because right now, not just in terms of the last game we had against Brighton, but for all the previous games, I've had Ian Maatsen in my starting 11s. I've wanted him to play. I've said he needs to play. Whether it's at left back ahead of Chilwell, whether it's in the midfield ahead of Sterling, or, you know, if in the front three, or, you know, alongside the attacking midfielder, wherever it is, on the left wing, on the right wing, as an attacking midfielder, wherever, although Cole Palmer, I think, is nailed on for that now, Ian Maatsen needs to play. He has the talent, he has the capabilities, and he has what it takes to play and be effective. Why? Because he possesses the one thing that I want a Chelsea footballer to possess right now under Pochettino, which players that we are seeing playing that, as far as I'm concerned, shouldn't be playing, but are, because Poch wants to pick them ahead because of experience, right? And I quote this because experience is important, but when you notice that players are letting you down, they're letting you down regardless, then they shouldn't play. Ian Maatsen should. Ian Maatsen possesses the one thing, which is on-the-ball intelligence. IQ. He knows what to do. Give him the ball, he knows what to do. He knows where to go. He knows how to not lose the ball. He knows who to give the ball to. He knows where to move. He's got quick feet. He's got great control. He knows how to keep the ball at his feet in tight spaces or when he's got lots of space. He makes good passes. He makes good link-up. What more do you want? Sterling? No. Gallagher? No. Which is why I want Maatsen and Palmer to play. And yesterday was key for Palmer specifically, but also for Ian Maatsen. And those two together, alongside Nicholas Jackson, who blends with Maatsen quite well and who blends with Palmer quite well, and I think can blend with Mudryk quite well too, I feel like that's something for a really good front three, I'm not going to lie. Not front three, front four. If we're going to have Jackson as the striker, Palmer as the attacking mid, Mudryk on the left and Maatsen on the right, I'm very happy with that. I think that is a front four that has enough technicality, enough link-up capability, enough intelligence and IQ on and off the ball, and won't let the team down. Won't be giving possession away needlessly, which is what I see time and time again. It frustrates me so much as to see us give the ball away. Even when we win it back and then we just lose it. It's like, what are we doing? Or we misplace a pass. Like, these are players that just won't misplace passes. They just won't. And we need that. We need that. So, Maatsen, for me, belongs in this squad, belongs in this team. But it depends what the conditions are. We don't know what these conditions are, and I don't know what's really going on. So, look, I hope he stays. I want him to stay. It would be a shame if he left. And I think for the reliability that a Maatsen can bring, like we saw yesterday, it's crucial for this Chelsea team to succeed. It's crucial. We need players that we can rely on, that are going to be consistent, and Maatsen for me screams consistency. So I hope he stays. Please get an agreement done. Let me know your thoughts. Now, the Chelsea owners have decided to do something economically, financially. Let's get into it, because I know some people are looking at this, and look, you know, we can critique and we can say our negative things, but we got to say the positives as well alongside it, and we got to balance things out and be truthful. So this is where I got to be truthful. Let's get into it. The owners of Chelsea FC are considering increasing their borrowing by as much as 250 million. Bank of America Corp is advising them as they weigh taking on more debt. Under existing loan agreements, Chelsea's owners already had £800 million in loans in place, with the option of taking the limit on these to 1.05 billion, one of the people said. So this is, people heard this and were scared, were thinking, oh my God, we're doing what the Glazers were doing. We're not. This, apparently, isn't going to be off the back of Chelsea Football Club. It's going to be off the back of Blue Co. Two different things. Blue Co. own Chelsea. Blue Co. are the ones that will have the debt, not Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea Football Club as an entity is debt-free. Thanks to Roman, and obviously with the situation that we're in, and these owners that didn't take any debt off the back of the club, but they're taking it off the back of themselves as Blue Co. So it's different. The Glazers took it off the back of Manchester United. That's where they went wrong. That's where they thought they were smart. You know, so then they wouldn't take the damage for themselves. But that's not what Blue Co, Todd Bowley, Egbali, Wiss, Clear Lake, the whole consortium have done. They haven't done that. So we got to be fair. They've taken debt. Personally, I don't like debt. I think debt is a very bad thing. But debt can be used by, and it is used by, multi-millionaires, multi-billionaires, whatever you want to flipping call them, right? They are used, debt is used as a way in order to relieve themselves of certain tax, certain economic structures. There's always a loophole. Always a loophole. And funnily enough, where for the average man, debt is a very bad thing, for the very rich man, debt is a very good thing. They make it work. So I'm not surprised to hear this. And we'll see exactly what happens. But as long as it's off Blue Co. and it's not off Chelsea Football Club, that's the most important thing for us. And right now, that's exactly how it stands. So don't worry. Now, Reece James. Let's get into the latest on Reece James, because I've got a few things to say about this one. Let's get into it. Reece James is aiming to step up his training program next week, but is also facing the threat of a ban after being charged by the Football Association for abusing a match official in the Stamford Bridge tunnel following the defeat by Aston Villa. I mean, look, I don't know what he said, but as far as I'm concerned, and I'll say this with chest, captain material doing captain things. Simple as that. Because something needed to be said about the official against Aston Villa. The Gusto red card, some people that haven't played the game are going to say, no, it was a red card. It wasn't a red card. And if you've played football, you'd understand that it was impossible to avoid that challenge if he wanted to make the tackle for the ball, which he did primarily. He didn't go and take the ball knowing that he was going to put his studs into the ankle. That wasn't the case. But the milliseconds that were in place from taking the ball to having the foot in the ankle, it's unavoidable. It's unavoidable. It's one of those things that can happen. Yellow card as a warning, watch out for yourself and try not to do that again. If not, you will be sent off, is fair. And that's what the referee gave in the first instance. But the VAR wants to flip and make it look like it's something else. Reece James said something to the ref and he got, punished. Now, there is also an element of emotional control that needs to come into this, right? Because you can't just be spouting things like, it depends what he said. We don't know what he said, right? If knowing the officials now, you could say something really, really minuscule. You could say something like, get lost, and you'd be banned for it. Instead of, effing and blinding or sending an insult, like if he actually insulted the referee then. Okay, like I said, emotional control. You can't be spouting just, whatever you want to spout. But we don't know. He could have just been like, ref, you don't know what you're doing. And look, people get punished for saying that now. You can't say that. You actually can't, which is crazy because it's an opinion. It's an opinion on a professional level. I don't think you know what you're doing. That's not me saying I think you're a complete idiot or you're this or you're stupid or no. I don't think you know what you're doing as a referee. The decisions that you've made, I think are wrong, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But in today's game, in this country, unlike other countries, I think other countries will let it go. This country, you get banned for saying that. It's nuts. It's insane. So we don't know what's been said. But Reece James faces a ban. Now look, he's injured. Which means we can be honest, I think. How are the FA going to know when to ban him if he's out? He's already out. So when are they going to ban him? When he's meant to be coming back? Well, okay, Chelsea can just be like, even though he's still got 1 week left, he's fit, he's ready to go. Oh, he's got to serve a ban? All right, we'll serve a ban, even though he was meant to come back next week. Chelsea could just do that. I think. It makes sense, right? I don't know. But he's banned and apparently he will be there, like I did say. I did estimate, and it looks like I've got this one right, that he would be back for the Arsenal game. It looks like he'll be available for the Arsenal game. But it depends when this ban is going to kick in. The Arsenal game is on the 21st of October. That's when the crazy run of fixtures begin. God forbid what happens during those crazy run of fixtures, which is why Fulham and Burnley are must-wins. But we will see what happens. So let's wait and see. Let me know your thoughts down below. And I look forward to seeing Reece James come back. I hope he can be available for the Arsenal game. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Gusto is now banned for... Chelsea don't want to appeal as well, which is nuts. But I don't think they want to appeal because if it gets seen as... If the FA refuse to overturn it, he will face an extra game ban. So it becomes a 4-match ban, not a 3. So I think that's where Chelsea are looking, going, flipping out. We don't want that. He already served one yesterday. He'll serve Fulham and Burnley, and that's enough. He'll be back for Arsenal if Reece James isn't available in time. Which is why I think Chelsea don't want to complain and put in an appeal. Tough situation. Anyway, that's the latest on Reece James. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. This is the news elsewhere before we wrap up. And one is actually quite interesting and one is funny. We're about to get to the giggles, but before we get to the giggles, let's check this out. It's about Zinedine Zidane. Zinedine Zidane has agreed to become the general manager of Marseille if the club is taken over by Saudi Arabia. I had no idea that Marseille were looking to get overtaken by the Saudis. No idea. But if that happens... Marseille are going to be a force. They're going to be a force. You don't understand. They've got all the facilities. They've got a great stadium. They have history. They have great infrastructure. They've got tradition. They are a big club in France. They're trying to get themselves back up to that level of European pedigree, which at one time they were seen as. If they get taken over by the Saudis, and you got to understand, the people that are affiliated with Marseille are... mainly North African, which is why I'm quite familiar with Marseille and the football club. If the Saudis come in, everyone's going to just lap it up. They're going to be overjoyed. They're going to be ready. It's going to be, I think, a match made in heaven. I think it'll just, it'll explode. Zidane going back home. Zidane started off, is born and bred in Marseille. He's a Marseille boy. He goes back to Marseille as a general manager, running the club, basically, at the hands of the owners, of course, but the owners are going to be the Saudis with unlimited money, expertise like Zidane, back home for his home club, his boyhood club. It's just a match made in heaven. So, let's wait and see what's going to happen. But I think Zidane will take this in an instant. In an instant. Without even thinking, he will take this job. So, keep your eyes on Marseille. Keep your eyes on Marseille. This could get peak for PSG. I'm going to just say this now. This could be mad for PSG. PSG are definitely paying attention to this and going, oh no. Because if there's one capability that could swipe them aside, it would be if the Saudis came for Marseille, and that is exactly what it looks like is happening. So let's wait and see. Now let's get to the giggles before we end. What's happened to Barca? Are now under formal investigation for alleged bribery over payments made to Jose Maria Enriquez Negreira, if I've said that correctly, Negreira, in return for favourable refereeing decisions. The payments totaled 7.3 million euros. Let's keep reading. Spanish police also raided the offices of Spain's referees committee to gather evidence. UEFA also investigating the matter, and Barcelona deny any wrongdoing. Do we have to? Do we have to? I've not said it in a long time, but do we have to? Yeah? UEFA Lona? Do we have to? Do we have to? Do we have to revisit that? Do we have to go back to? It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Do we have to go back to? Of course. Of course this was happening. Of course this was happening. Barca were obviously having referees on their sides for years. Years. So, what goes around comes around. Simple as that. Look, I don't have sympathy for Barca. I don't. This day was coming. This day was coming. It was going to come in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. It was going to come. At some point, it was going to come to the surface. It has now come to the surface. Barca are about to pay their price. Thankfully, it's going to happen properly. And we're not going to get flipping injustices and, shady decisions to try and help them and camouflage them and just, stick it under the table once again. And no, nothing's wrong. Nothing's going to happen. It's all good. Now Barca are cleared. No. It was obvious what Barcelona were doing for refereeing decisions, not just domestically, but in European competition as well. So if UEFA want to investigate the matter, they also need to take a look at themselves, because if anyone wants to give a statement, I would send Ovrebo to give a statement, and trust me, you get him to speak, he will speak. He will speak. And not just for him. Arsenal have a problem with Barcelona in terms of how they felt they were treated against Barca when Van Persie got sent off, and he shouldn't have been, if you remember. Look, Barcelona had it their way tons of times, domestically and in European competition. So this does not surprise me. This does not surprise me. But a punishment needs to be made. A formal investigation is underway. Cool, not a problem. Go for it, lads. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. But UEFA Lona were always going to pay. The day was always going to come. I knew it wouldn't be straight away, but I knew in years to come we will find this day. And it looks like the day is finally arriving. Let's wait and see. Let me know your thoughts down below on that. And I will see all of you tomorrow for a brand new one. Thank you all so much for watching. Do not forget to be here for the content as it drops, so make sure you hit the subscribe button if you want. You hit the notification bell to be notified once I have uploaded it as well. Don't forget to smash the like button if you have enjoyed this. Check out the socials, they are on screen for you right now and in the description. So Instagram, X and TikTok, all there ready to be clicked on, and hit the follow, much appreciated. Check out all the extra little bits and pieces, like I did quote on X earlier on today on the Younes Talks Football page, that Chelsea's goal of the month I think should be given to Nicholas Jackson. Am I correct? Yeah, it was a great goal. It was very deserving of goal of the month. I thought it beat any other occasion that Chelsea had in the month of September. So I think Nicholas Jackson deserves the goal of the month, don't you? Yeah. So Nicholas Jackson, congrats on getting goal of the month. Very deserved. Very deserved. Absolutely deserved. I mean, you faced a lot of competition there. Not gonna lie, a lot of competition, but you scored the best goal, so you deserve goal of the month. Congrats. Anyway, go and check all of that and more on the social media platforms in the description below. Much appreciated. And I will see all of you tomorrow for a brand new one. Have a good one, people. See you lot then. Take care and peace.